Easy Insight is a really cool tool that you can use in your online or actually your in-store sourcing to make better buying decisions. And I found it to be extremely useful to make sure that I'm always buying items that will generate the profit and sell through that I want. But today I want to talk to you about one specific part of AZ Insight, and that is the calculator. Now, the calculator allows you to figure out exactly how much you're going to make given certain cost and certain selling attributes. So let's look at an example. So you can see here I have a page opened up on Amazon of this Nike Men's Air Monarch 4 cross trainer. And this particular shoe right now, you can see here has a sale price of $70.42. Now, there's not a buy box right now. It looks like this one might be suppressed, but that's the current offer. If we go over here to other offers and so on, we'd be able to see it. So the question becomes, at $70.42, is it worth it to buy this shoe? Well, you will notice that there is a buy cost box right here below the selling price. And this allows you to enter in a price. It also allows you to do some math if you needed to. You could actually do a discounted price. But let's say that you were able to buy this item for $30. Now you will see that some of the numbers changed. Now we'll get into what this custom cost is in a minute, but you can see the profit now is $18.28. That's a 61% ROI and a margin of 26%. You also have a break-even point of $48.92. And the lowest price right now for that item is $69.99. So if those numbers meet your requirements, then you would probably go ahead and buy this shoe at $30. But what if there was an easier way to do this without putting in the buy cost every single time? What if you could just know your buy cost, where you were sourcing this item from, whether a store or online, and then figure out, hey, is this worth it or not? Well, it turns out there is. So I'm going to get rid of this. And we're actually going to go here to the gear, which is the settings for the calculator. We're going to click on that. We're going to go into the calculator settings, and they're going to see a whole bunch of different options here. Now, I'm not going to go through all those, but there's a lot of flexibility you can have in how you set up this calculator. But the first one here is the autofill buy cost based on ROI or profit or margin. And this allows you to autofill a buy cost in that box based on one of these three criteria, either the ROI, the profit, or the margin. So say, for instance, you wanted to make a profit goal of saying, you know what, I want to make sure that I make at least $5 on every single item that I sell, because that's my cost of fulfillment. That's the cost I'm paying my source and preppers. That's the cost that I value my own time at. We can click save. And now we're going to go back to the calculator, and we can see now that a buy cost has filtered in here of $42.41. Now what that means is that if you buy this item for $42.41 and or less, then it will hit your goal of making at least $5 of profit. Now $5 of profit is only 12% ROI. That might be a little low. So maybe a better way to do this is by the ROI. So let's go back to the calculator settings. We're going to go back into this choice. Now we're going to go up here to the desired ROI choice. We're going to change that, and I'm going to leave it at 30%. That seems like a reasonable amount. So let's put in save. Now we go back to the calculator, and we see now that we have a buy cost of $36.77 or lower. And that will generate a profit of $11.03, which, by the way, still would meet our $5 target, and a 30% ROI. You can see it's dead on the number. Now, one other number you notice in here is a custom cost. So let me explain what that is. We're going to go back to the settings, calculator settings, and we're going to go down to the custom cost area, which is down here. It says manage your custom costs, and you have to open up a separate viewer. And that allows you to create, by hitting the plus button, a custom cost. Now you can see I've created one here called sales tax. My sales tax in my locality is approximately 7%. I put that in as a percentage. You could just do a dollar amount too if you wanted. There's other choices here on how you can do this, but I multiply by the buy cost because that's usually how sales tax is calculated. And you can apply if it applies to both FBA and FBM, and the status is on. So you could leave the status off, and then maybe you at some point in the future you go back in and put it back on your selling. You could put in other costs here. You could put in fulfillment costs. Maybe it costs you, 75 cents an item to fulfill items. You could put that on every single item and say apply that. Because what happens is when you do that, it pops up right here, and that's a negative. You can see that if I pay $36.77, I would have to pay $257 in sales tax. But it will also change. So let's go back and make our buy cost $30. Now you can see my custom cost went down to $2.10 because that's 7% of $30. So that allows you also to figure out your sales tax expense if you are not tax exempt, or if you're on a website that doesn't offer to give you a refund your sales tax, or just never charge it to you in the first place. So that's two ways that you can use the custom calculator on AZ Insight to really make better buying decisions. And I think if you use these, you're going to find that your profitability is going to go up. Because just by making less bad buys means you're not going to burn through money on buying items that aren't going to sell for as much as you thought or when they thought. So be sure to check out the link to AZ Insight in the description below, and leave me a comment or a question or a like if you liked the video. Talk to you soon.